My name is Gabe Lipton, and I'll probably be using 2 minutes of Shelby's speech to add on to mine. 2 years ago, I got to spend the summer in upstate New York at my grandmother's farm, and it was really cool. I got to spend a month there, and I used to live there, not at the farm, but really close to it when I was about 6 until we moved to Spokane. And so the opportunity to go back was really, really cool. I hadn't been there in years. And I got to spend a whole month there. Just me, Grandma, and then up the road, aunt and cousins. And it was everything I remembered. It was really, really fun. Big old house in the country, nothing to do but read books, play pool, enjoy the summer. And that's exactly what I did for the first week. And then there was a very unfortunate turn of events. I went down into the kitchen one morning, made myself some toast, starting to spread the Nutella around, and big noise right behind me. And I'm not partial to big noises, so I kind of freak out. Turn around, pot fell on the floor. I'm looking around, because it's just me in this house. Looking at the counter. Then behind this pot, a big rat starts across the counter, runs on the floor into the living room. And it's too bad no one was there with like a timer or something, because I think I qualified for an Olympic event. I was out of that kitchen and barefoot on the road in like 5 seconds. In case it's not obvious, I don't like rats. I really don't like rats. I'll jump on, if there were a rat in this room right now, I'd jump on the podium. And, well, there were a lot of rats in that house all summer, we found out, and it was very hard to live in. But there was an image that burned into my head, and it's kind of gross, but there was a dead rat. I think the dog had killed it, and it was decomposing like in the driveway. So I couldn't leave the house every day without this dead rat just right there. But I don't like rats, and the last thing I want to do is pick up a dead rat. It's really disgusting. So I just walk around it. And I did that for 3 weeks. It was really stupid. And now it's time for the serious part, because I realized there was a really good image for sin that we're not dealing with in our lives. You go to school with a bunch of your Christian brothers and sisters, and that's awesome. I've made bonds with people here that I hope never break. But we're fallen, and we all mess up a lot. And your friends will hurt you, and you will hurt your friends. Sin is a reality that we have to deal with. And usually we make it much harder than it has to be. We don't like confrontation, so we don't talk about things. It wasn't really a big deal, so we won't bring it up this time. But if there's ever bitterness between you and a friend, and you make it known, and you don't make it known, you're just walking around the dead rat. It's ugly, it smells, and it's not going away until you suck it up and deal with it. The rats are here to stay. I had to accept that living at that house. They were everywhere. And we all have to accept that sin is the same way. But here's the amazing thing. Sin doesn't have any power over us anymore. Christ has set us free. He forgave us, and now we can forgive each other. And that is surprisingly easy most of the time. But we make it really hard. See, rats aren't that harmful. My grandma, she just walked around minding her own business. The rats were there, but she knew the exterminator was going to come soon and get rid of the rats, so she's not going to let them change the way she lives. But I was freaking out. Like, I couldn't walk around without... I thought this was going to be a great summer, staying in this old house, everything's perfect, but there were rats everywhere, and this stupid dead rat was decomposing, and I wasn't dealing with it, and it just made everything very unpleasant. And you can come to a place like the Oaks where everyone's, oh, we're all Christian brothers and sisters, but that doesn't mean we're free from the same kind of sin and the same problems. And our response can be to freak out and be like, oh no, I didn't know sin was going to be here. Now what do I do? Or we can deal with it like adults and talk to each other, because usually it's way easier than we make it out to be. I could have just gotten a shovel and picked up the rat and like threw it in the garbage or something, but I didn't want to do that. If we were all open and honest about our sin, we wouldn't be so hesitant to say that a comment hurt our feelings. We wouldn't be too proud to be confronted on poor behavior. We're not doing it to judge one another or to keep a tally on who hurt who more. It's about treating others the way you want to be treated. wrote this, I was like, this is going to be emotional at all. But apparently it is. Some of the most painful moments of my life have been the ones where I found out I'm sorry, that was really weird. I've never done this before. Man, I feel so bad for Mr. Williams. Okay. Just gonna act. All right, here we go. Some of the most painful moments in my life have been the ones where I found out that I've been sinning against a friend for weeks. I didn't know it because he didn't want to tell me. It really sucks. So don't do that to each other, all right? Jeez, don't do that to each other. Be open, be loving and gentle, but be blunt sometimes. And don't let rats control the way you live, all right?